90% of the time, when someone's doing a relaxer, they're doing it incorrectly. It's up to you. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome you to another episode of Claire Hair. I didn't feel like getting dressed up, so anyways, so we're going to be talking today. Today's topic is, can your natural hair? So we're going to be talking about the texture release, new term. I'm going to talk about the texture release, the box girl perms coming forward and saying everything was a lie, and while your childhood is ending. But no, let's talk about first things first is texture release. So texture release is anything that varies from a texturizer, and that can be the twins, Jheri, they're fraternal twins, Jheri and Gina, Jheri and Gina, you know, our favorite fraternal texturizer twins. It can be from either one. I feel like the term texture release is supposed to sound like it's a fancier way of saying loosen the hair pattern, but it sounds like a mixtape. Okay, it's a hey y'all know the texture release about to drop tomorrow. The texture release about to drop tomorrow. The EP to the texture release, like it sounds like a mixtape to me. I don't know, I'm crazy, but there's definitely been an uptake in people leaving and leaving the natural hair community. Like I've said before, the increase is for several different reasons. I feel like natural hair is complicated. Like it's literally, I feel like natural hair is complicated. I feel like there's a lot of only you can understand if you're type 4. And with me being type 4B, I know some people will be like, oh my God, you don't know what it feels like because 4C is a different person. I was like, 4C is it's different, you know, and I've done hair textures all the way from 2A to 4Z, 4 zebra. Like I've done all of those. And I can definitely say for sure that 4C is a little bit more challenging, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. It just requires more steps, you know. Even with me lighting my video, I have 3 ring lights on I know you see them. I have 3 ring lights on my face because, you know, with me being of a darker hue, I can definitely say for sure that I just can't put my camera on and start talking to you guys. You won't be able to see me. So, you know, I have the light from the window, I have the 3 whatever, but it's more steps, but that doesn't mean I hate my skin tone or I have a dislike. I have a dislike towards my skin tone for sure. I can definitely say with the texture reliefs, a lot of people are going towards the Gina curl and a lot more of that. And the thing was, like, this video is not to chastise you. Don't come on this video thinking like, oh my God, the court of Claire Hair, she says no more Gina curl, no more Gina curl. It's not to chastise you, it's just to put things in perspective, right? So I feel like not only are the natural girls leaving, not only the natural hair, they call it loose natural hair leaving, the locked communities is also going back to relaxer, or they're uncombing their locks. So I feel like this is definitely scary for me, and it's not because of like me having less stuff to talk about. Like I said, I'm moving away from that in my previous video, but it's scary for me because it's not happening for what you think. Like a lot of people are just like, oh, well, it's the trend for everybody to be natural now. I didn't think they literally meant it was a trend. I didn't know we were on a time scale because I'm not going back, you know, and I'll talk about that later about the dangers of relaxer, which I could do a whole 50-minute video on, but I didn't know we were actually going back. You know, like when I keep myself updated with all the different social media networks, and I keep seeing videos left and right. Hey, how I relaxed my hair today. Hey, after a 7-year journey, 7-year bid, I'm ready to go back, you know? So it was just kind of like to see that I'm just like, I didn't know we were going back. I can't go back. Like, and I'll tell you in a little bit why, but I really feel like you guys need to understand, this is gonna go into the second portion of the video. We're gonna be talking about the box hair girls and how we all wanted to be them on there. And I could definitely say for sure that I was one of the people where I wanted to have relaxer. Like I begged my mom, begged her, and she said, no, don't do it. But you know, you can sit there and tell your kids don't do something, but if they see that you've done something before, it's gonna be less likely for them to listen to you, because she was over here saying don't get a relaxer. Meanwhile, I'm sitting up in the shop with her for 6 hours waiting for a relaxer to be done. I'm just like, ooh, it's my turn. Ooh, I guess it's my turn. You know, but I can definitely say for sure that the fact that they're coming forward and saying, oh, my hair wasn't relaxed, it was a wig, it was a clip-on, it was pressed out, this and the other, that's disheartening for me. I'm not gonna lie to you, because you're basically putting out, and like we can talk into another video about how media contorts all versions of beauty and how they use it for profit. That can be a different video. But you don't understand what that feels like for me. Like, I was really convinced that if I get a relaxer, I would do it. And like when I was younger, I didn't really realize how strands worked. So I thought, I begged my mom, can you buy the Pantene bottle? Because I thought the Pantene bottle, because the commercial was always showing on Pantene, the old school Pantene commercials, they were always showing like long silky hair. So I was like, okay, if my mom, so silly, but I'm gonna tell you anyways, I was thinking like, if my mom washes my hair with the Pantene bottle, my hair is gonna be straight. So when she was washing it and like it wasn't straight, I literally just like internally just cried. I was like, oh my God, like my hair is still the same. And that's another thing too, is just that 90% of the time with relaxers, it's being done incorrectly. Like, it's up to you if you want to risk that, but let's show you our door prizes of what you're losing if you do go back to relaxer. Number one, fertility. So I can definitely say for sure, when I was using relaxers at the beginning, I had fibroids, like, and they were like nickel and dime size fibroids, just chilling on my uterus, just hanging out. And it's from the chemicals from relaxers. And a lot of people are just like, oh, how come people always ask, you ever notice that people always say, oh, be careful, you know, with certain demographics like Black women, you're more prone to fibroids. And that's from relaxers. Most Black women at the time when the studies were done, the empirical data was supported, most of them had fibroids from relaxers. So that's why I said, I was like, you gotta really be pertinent on seeing what you're giving up. Fibroids can lead to, you know, infection. Some of these fibroids get as big as, you know, a fist. And then like there's the possible damage when they do remove the fibroids, what they can do to your uterus. You know, this is nice breakfast talk for you guys today. But that's number one. Our second door prize, possible hair loss. Like, I didn't even know my hairline started up here. I didn't know I had hair on the side. When I got a relaxer, like, it recedes your hairline. It changes the hair composition of your hair color. I would say for sure in that it is just overall, I just feel like going the natural way was much healthier for me. And the final door prize, I can definitely say for sure, is fear. The fear is back. So I think that's why I said, like, I can't go back to a relaxer, because the fear is back. The fear is back. So the fear of, I can't go outside for too long. I can't do 10 jumping jacks. I can't work out. I have to maintain it. After 8 weeks, it's going to start puffing up. Like, me personally, like, I can just tell I was not meant to be, make sure I got my notes right. But I was certain I wasn't meant to be a relaxed girl, because my hair is very stubborn. And this was being done by a professional. She's a professional. I did all my sisters, all my mom's hair and all that. And I promise you, after 3 weeks, it starts waving up. Look, this is how it is when it's a relaxer. After 3 weeks, after 6 weeks, after 8 weeks. Yeah, I mean, it's like, what was the point of this? I'm paying maintenance. I'm paying $80 every time I go here, every 2 months for this. I can be putting this into something else. So that's why I like, you know, maintenance. So, but my solution is do what's best for you, but be cognizant of the possible negative or positive, like be cognizant of the negative vibes that go with it. That's what I would say. Like, be cognizant of that, because what's going to end up happening is that with so many people going back to relaxer, like, there's going to be an increase in, you know, medical issues again. And like I said, like, some of the main components of like one of the main acting components in the no-lie relaxers is the fact that should scare you enough. If I can't even pronounce this word, that should scare me enough to not use it. That's why I said using like ingredient, like really being meticulous about reading the ingredients on the box and seeing like, what are these from? Does it start with aqua? Does it start with this? You know, and I have that video coming later on why you should read the ingredients on your products. But like, you gotta really see what's important to you. But I do feel like it's your personal choice. Don't let me, I'm just here to state, like I said, I'm here to offer a different perspective, but I'm not telling you need to do it, because I'm not going to be detwisting. I'm not going to be detangling your hair at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's you. I'm not going to be at your house. in New Jersey. I'm just playing. But I'm not going to be at your house doing these things. So like what you want to do with your hair is up to you, but just be, I'd rather you just get heat damage. I'd rather you keep pressing your hair out to an inch of your life. Pressing your hair out to an inch of your life is still better than getting a relaxer. I'd rather you get the fraternal twins, Gina and Jheri curl. I'd rather you go mess with those girls before you get a relaxer. Like just overall health wise, like I just would not go back, but it's your hair, your body, your choice. Now, another warning that I would say too is that make sure the person who's doing it, even if it's you, make sure the person who's doing this is doing it to the best of their ability. This is not something that you should just do and just drop on your hair and just dip. Like, I feel like the person who's doing it should be someone who's very well versed and who's done it a couple of times, whose hair is long after it. Because my biggest mistake, I ain't gonna lie to you, when I just needed my hair relaxed, I was like, well, dang, like her hair only gets to a certain part and then it breaks off. This should be the person that should do my hair. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Get you someone who has a healthy head of hair. Okay, it's not to discriminate against people who are bald and do relaxers, but get your, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not like that. Like I'm just saying, just get you someone who's well versed in it. I know it's gonna be tempting to just get that $8 box from Walmart. It hasn't changed. It's the same No Lie relaxer box, but I just want you guys to be careful. Like, that's my main thing, is be careful, be meticulous about your application of the relaxer. But I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather you get a texture release, which I'm just like, I don't know what person came up with that word, texture release. Like, it's like holding on to it. But definitely tell me what you think below. Don't forget to subscribe, share. It's Claire here.